Good evening, members of the board. My name is Tim Roach, and I've been teaching now for 18 years at Sonora High School. I teach economics and U.S. history. I was really impressed by all the parents that came out, especially the one that said we have a good relationship and we have a good history, because we do have a good history. All right, we never went to Rosarito, but I do remember working on your guys' elections and re-elections, and I do remember passing 2 school bonds with you. I specifically remember the last one, because the school board came to FSTO and said, help us pass this bond. And I remember spending my own time phone banking this bond and convincing other teachers to do the same and spend their time. We were told at that time that our district was in great financial shape and that these buildings that we were putting up were going to make our district better and in turn our teachers' lives better. Well, flash forward 2 more years, and after these 2 years, you now tell us that we can only take a 2% raise over 2 years. What does 2% break down to? Well, in my figures, it breaks down to $1.25 an hour. After taxes, that's about $30 a week. $30 a week doesn't take my family to Panera Bread. $30 a week doesn't take my family to Chipotle. $30 a week doesn't even put gas in my truck to get me to school every day. And one thing that $30 a week doesn't buy is it doesn't buy this. Many of you guys remember Marie Slim. All right, this is me dancing with her at a wedding. This was a woman that overcame cancer, and you guys recognized her as the 2009 Teacher of the Year. I asked her, why did she leave the Fulton School District? Why did she take a job farther from her house and farther from her children? And she told me that it was not just the finance, but it was the lack of professionalism, the lack of respect for her professionalism that she felt from the school district. We've lost her, and we'll never get her back. So if we cannot afford to ever attract that kind of person, I don't know what's going to happen with our district. Now, we might have, great gymnasiums, we might have great classrooms, but what does it matter if we don't have the teachers in those classrooms? All right, a school is more than just a bunch of buildings. A church is more than just a bunch of pews. A community is more than just a bunch of parks. It's about the teachers. And I know you believe this because I was a student in your district many years ago when you were also board members. And I want to say thank you. You attracted some of the best teachers. And I see these teachers out here, some of the people that I remember being in Mr. Heaton's class. Yeah, right there, Mr. Heaton's class. Over 20 years ago. And I want to thank you for the education that I received. I don't remember what the classrooms looked like. I don't remember the technology we had. I remember the teachers that inspired me. No student ever says that, oh, this computer inspired me to be president, or this computer inspired me to be I tell my kids that history happens every day, and I wonder what our history is going to be. When we look back on 2016, what will we say about it? Was that a time where we built a great relationship that I can talk about the next 20 years of my career? Or I'd be like Nick Pop-George, always talking about how the district made bad mistakes 30 years ago. I hope you send your negotiating team back to the table and offer us a fair contract.
Yeah.